Eva Marie is currently the Marmite of professional wrestling. By that I mean that you either love her or hate her, but in truth you should probably hate her. Since arriving on the scene in 2013, Eva Marie has made little progress between the ropes, and her total inability to be anything other than someone doing a terrible impression of a professional wrestler has somehow become her entire character. The current incarnation of Eva Marie is a lot of fun in truth, but we all know that the moment she actually competes will be the moment it all falls apart. Eva Marie's weakest point is all of the things that one needs to be a pro wrestler with the exception of her look. Her look is fairly on point. Still, World Wrestling Entertainment seems hell-bent on pushing her to the moon, so we best get used to the most stylish, elegant, bewitching, eternally beguiling, contentiously charismatic and fantastically fascinating woman appearing in arenas around the world. This is the internet though, so let's be critical and irritating just a little bit longer. Here are 9 things WWE probably wants you to forget about already everything Eva Marie. So let's go to the video. Number 9. Jinder Mahal. Nobody remembers Mike Adamle fondly, do they? Adamle had a horrible run in World Wrestling Entertainment in 2008, making mistake after mistake but somehow becoming the Raw general manager in the process. He called Jeff Hardy in his debut though, maybe foreshadowing the future deletion of Brother Nero. Eva Marie may very well be a Mike Adamle fan, as she botched her one and only job way back in 2013. Put on announcing duties for a match involving 3 megabytes, after managing to successfully remember the names of Heath Slater and Drew McIntyre. Already everything drew a blank when it came to the third member of the band. Luckily for everyone, the name came to Marie, and Jinder Mahal was finally announced. Wait, Jinder Mahal, yeah, Jinder Mahal ain't Ginger. It may sound the same, but when your one job is to announce the names of the wrestlers, getting the slightly ethnic one wrong isn't a good look at all, especially when he isn't even the ginger one of the group. Number 8. Her ruptured breast implants. Actually, I dare say World Wrestling Entertainment wants to think about Eva Marie's breasts as much as possible. Eva Marie first got breast implants at the young age of 20, and little did she know that a few years later they would threaten her very existence. At the end of 2014, Marie began feeling some pain and discomfort in her chest and headed to the doctors to see just what was up. The news she received was less than joyful, as the quack informed her that her breast implants were leaking. Nobody wants leaking breast implants, and Eva Marie was rushed into surgery after thinking about delaying the procedure for some reason. 2 years later, Eva Marie's new implants are still going strong. Number 7. The crowd response to her Pre-WrestleMania 32 return. WWE must have known this was going to be the case, as the road to WrestleMania 32 came to an end. Their cast of Total Divas were on course to meet the team known as BAD and Blonde in the pre-show of pre-shows. The only issue was that Brie Bella, Natalya, Alicia Fox and Paige were one member short of a team to battle Lana, Emma, Summer Rae, Naomi and Tamina. Enter Eva Marie. On the final row before the big show, Eva Marie was revealed as the 5th and final member of Team Total Divas, and the crowd went positively mild. Well, mild isn't accurate, as the crowd responded in the way crowds generally do to Eva Marie, negatively. The Total Divas team were ostensibly the baby faces in this program, and maybe the assumption was that Eva Marie would finally be received as a babyface through association. Needless to say, she wasn't. Number 6. Her underage alcohol abuse. On a number of occasions on Total Divas, Eva Marie has declined to join her fellow ladies in the act of imbibing alcohol. Eva Marie doesn't drink, you see, and ain't nothing gonna change that. The reason she doesn't drink is simple. She is afraid of relapsing and returning to a time when she was unable to control her alcohol intake. Eva Marie has opened up about her underage alcohol abuse a number of times on the reality show, most notably in a terribly acted scene with Naomi. Marie. Former Funkadactyl Cameron had brought out some vaguely pornographic pictures from Eva Marie's past, and the old Everything star admitted that they were taken during a less than pleasant portion of her youth. Kudos to Eva Marie for getting herself in order, but WWE would probably prefer it if this stayed in the closet. Number 5. The time she forgot to kick out of a pin. I've never wrestled outside of childhood play, so I don't know how difficult it is to remember what to do at certain times during a matchup. Despite that, if you are booked to win a match, I dare say you'd remember to kick out of all pin attempts made on you during a match. Eva Marie famously forgot this in a match on NXT back in September 2015. She was up against Billie Kay, and after a fairly routine suplex, Kay went for a lateral press. The referee counted to 1. The referee counted 2, and as the referee's hand was coming down a third time, there was little in the way of steering from Eva Marie. Eva Marie forgot to kick out. The referee stopped his own count, claiming Eva Marie's shoulder was off the mat, but he was most likely the only one who believed this if he did at all. The anti-Eva Marie brigade had a field day with this one. Number 4. She has injured her fellow wrestlers. Nobody wants to gain a reputation for injuring their fellow competitors. Heck, the wrestling community seems to be extremely close that whenever an individual does wrong by their fellow performers, they simply can't apologize enough. Still, certain wrestlers seem to have gained reputations for being a little reckless between the ropes. Hi, Seth Rollins. Eva Marie's seeming inability to perform even the most basic of wrestling moves has begun to gain her a reputation for being a little heavy-handed in the ring. Last October, the Red Revolution gained its first victim when Eva Marie defeated the Princess of Staten Island, Carmella, via bush and injury. The spot was simple enough. Carmella draped on the apron under the bottom rope, taking a kick to the head from Eva Marie. The problem was Eva Marie went a bit too full on with the kick, and Carmella's lights were well and truly out. Maybe Eva Marie needs to spend a bit more time in the performance center. Number 3. Her impressive list of in-ring mistakes. Okay, we get it. Eva Marie botches things. She messes up in the ring and seemingly has less aptitude for professional wrestling than a particularly disinterested sloth caught in the jaws of an excitable bear. No matter how hard WWE tries to force it, there's no innate wrestling sense in Eva Marie's consciousness. The list of glaring and embarrassing mistakes that Eva Marie has made in the ring is long, and it is not good. Sure, botches happen, but the sorts of errors Eva Marie makes are the sort that really need to be ironed out in the performance center before a wrestler gets anywhere near television. Whether it is rolling out of the way of offense way too early, trying to make tags in the wrong corners, or generally smiling her way through matches, Eva Marie makes mistakes way more than anyone doing any job should. Number 2. 2016 Wellness Policy Violation. Omo, her husband's response. This one isn't going to go away anytime soon, but there may also be some twists and turns to come. Eva Marie was recently suspended for 30 days for failing the WWE Wellness Program, with Adderall reported as being the substance detected. The scenes open and shut right. Performer fails policy test. Suspended for 30 days. There we go. The days of everyone assuming wrestlers have been popped for steroids along are long gone. Instead, Eva Marie's manager and husband Jonathan Coyle took to social media to protest his wife's innocence. If there is one thing we have learned in 2016, it is that with the WWE, it is generally best to accept your suspension and move on. Adam Rose will back me up on that one. Coyle posted the following on Twitter: "When the public finds out why my wife was unjustly suspended, they will be absolutely outraged. Official statement and facts coming soon." The tweet was posted on August 18th, but quickly deleted. A wellness policy violation is no longer the harbinger for misery that it once was, and Eva Marie's husband would do well to let that 30 days pass without hindering his wife any further. Number 1. Eva Marie's total inability to learn. it's one role for some, another role for Eva Marie. The old Red Everything star has been signed to World Wrestling Entertainment for over 3 years now, and whilst there has been progress in that time, we must remember that she is progressing from being the dirt worst professional wrestler on the planet. Simply put, Eva Marie has barely learned anything in her 3 years with the company. She still doesn't seem to understand the most basic of wrestling psychology, and her facial expressions in ring are the worst in the business. She has had the best training facilities in the world at her disposal, as well as the finest coaches in the game, yet she seems totally unable to move forward. Before her suspension, Eva Marie was touted to become the first ever SmackDown Women's Champion. Her total inability to perform as a professional wrestler has become a character trait, and whilst WWE should be applauded for heading in that direction as opposed to continuing to shower her down our throats, but it should never be an option in the first place. There is no reason why after 3 years Eva Marie can't become a more than competent professional wrestler. Look at the progress made by Carmella, Alexa Bliss and others. Instead, Eva Marie seems to be untouchable regardless of how little she learns. So today I explained to in this video 9 things WWE wants you to forget about Eva Marie. Sorry if there are pronunciation errors. Hope you enjoy the video. So be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Also click the bell icon as all. So I say goodbye for today. Have a nice day everyone.